Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. If it is visible, please let me know. Hope it is visible. Karthik, is that visible?
Yeah, ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, in today's session, okay, I'll give you some recap on whatever things which we have seen on the last Friday. Okay, so this is the thing: copy data between the table. We have used this syntax to copy, and there are many ways to copy the data between the tables, right? So these are the some of the ways. So you have using the create table query. Okay, using the create table query, and if you put the keyword as and the table name with no data, it will copy the structure of the table without any data. If you want to, and this with no data is optional, we have already seen this. And without this, with no data, it will copy the entire thing inside the what are the content inside the table, it will copy. And also how to insert the things which is inside the pre-existing table, right? This is the command. And next thing is how to use union all. If I want to copy the data from two or more tables, right? We have used union and union all, and we have seen the difference also between the union and union all, right? So, and also we have seen the select condition, how to copy the table with the condition and also with the select statement. So these are the things which we have seen in the last class. And in today's session, we are going to see the update command. Okay. So you have to know the difference between the update and alter, right? So the alter is, we have already seen the alter command, right? So here we have already seen the alter command. So the basic difference you have to know about the alter and update is alter is used to alter the structure of the table. We have added some constraints, and we have added one column name and altered one column name, right? We have deleted the constraints. What are all the things related to the structure, physical structure of the table, we will use the alter command, right? But update is different. Update is used to completely, it depends on the content inside, right? See, I will, okay, I'm opening the Postgres now, Postgres shell. Please try to practice parallelly with me. See here. Mm, okay, let me take one scale one, right? Slash D. We can see here, this is my structure. Okay, this is my table structure. So alter command, we use alter command in order to do the changes in the existing table, right? We use the alter command. So if I want to change this column name, if I want to change this data type, if I want to add any constraint or any modify any constraint, so if I want to do any difference in the primary key, foreign key, all those things, okay, I need an alter command. But update is different. Okay, update is the data which are inside. If I want to update a data inside, I'll try to um, hope my text size is okay. I have increased the text size. Okay, if I want to alter anything inside this, hope we have some data in the table. Let me see, or it is an empty table, I don't know. Okay, it is an empty table. So using select query, we used to see the data inside the table, right? So in order to alter any, in order to update anything inside the data, okay, we will use the update. So this is the difference you have to know. So now what I'm going to do is, this is my basic syntax for the update table. Okay, now I'm going to connect with our database. Control C, what is the name? NMDB class. It's our database, right? So inside this, we have already having many tables for last classes, and all we have created these tables, right? Invoice backup 1, 2, 3, and everything we have created from this invoice table, right? Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you what are all the data present inside. Start from, so this is the table. See here, there are some data inside the invoice table, right? Only 3 data inside the invoice table. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to update. Okay, I'm going to update my data set. Okay, I'm going to update my data set using this update command. What I need is, I want to update for this invoice ID 2. Okay, for this invoice ID 2, I want to update the cost and quantity. Okay, cost and quantity. Okay, so cost and quantity as see, I want to update the quantity into 4. Okay, and I want to update the increase the cost also, right? So quantity as a 4 and cost as a let us take 400, like that I want to increase the cost. Okay, so for that what I need is, I will go to the notepad. Okay. So this is our syntax, right? So this is our syntax. What I want is update table. What is my table name? Invoice. So update invoice. What I want to set the column. Which column? Cost, right? So I want to set the column cost equal to what is the cost of the new cost? 400, right? See, note, just notice here, I didn't give this 400 inside the single quote because it is integer. Okay, if it is some value like varchar or text, it should be inside the single quote. Please don't forget those things. And I can able to set more than one column. Okay, I can able to modify more than one column. See, and also with more than one conditions. Okay, so here for example, condition 1, condition 2, like that I can give. There is no restriction. Now for this quantity qty equal to, I want to set this quantity into 4. Okay, I want to double this quantity. And here what I'm doing is where condition. So why I'm giving this where condition is, if I just give this update invoice set cost equal to 400 and quantity equal to 4, okay, blindly it will update everything. So I will show you here, blindly it will update everything. See here, all the 3 rows got updated. I didn't give any condition. All the 3 rows got updated. Simply, it will update all the 3 rows. I will select and show you. See here, all the 3 rows got updated, but I don't want that. I want to update only this row. This row's cost, this particular row's cost and quantity. Now I'm going to revert this back, and I'm going to add condition. For that purpose only, I should add that condition. Okay, what condition is, my invoice ID should be 2. Okay, my invoice ID is 2. For that invoice ID alone, invoice ID is 2. For that invoice ID alone, I want to update. Okay, so you can see here. Now I'm just copying and pasting. You can see here, it only one row got updated. Now only one row got updated. Okay, see here, I have updated this one row alone. For the invoice ID 2, the previous cost is, see here, before this, the initial previous cost is 20512. Now it got updated into 4, and all the others remains unchanged. Okay, so for this only we are giving the condition. If you want to add more uniqueness, this particular invoice ID itself a unique field, right? So you don't want to worry about that. If you have kept some more than one column as an unique value, then you have to add more than one condition. For example, if this invoice ID and invoice item combined together as a form, combined together will gives an uniqueness, then you can add uh, this both condition, this both columns in the condition. Okay. So for example, if this gives you uniqueness, then you can add it like this. Okay. So this is 7, right? There's nothing wrong in that. You can add it like this. But in this case, this one column itself enough for me, because this particular column itself a unique value. Okay, so I can achieve the uniqueness, and I can achieve to filter that one column using this, filter that one row using this one invoice ID alone. So I have used. So if you want to change like this, you can change. Okay. So I have given this invoice. Okay, I forgot to give comma. That's why. So if I want to alter further it as an 600 and the quantity as a 5, so you can do it with the help of 2 columns. Okay. Again, what happened? Let's be invoice. I just want to check whether it is an integer or not. Yes, it is integer. Sorry. And so this is, I forgot, I consider it as a column. So while giving the condition, I should add and, right? So both should be true. So this is the condition which I am giving, and then both should be true. Right now you can see it got updated. Okay. So see here, I'm just selecting the invoice, and you can see here it got updated to 600. So this is how you should use, whether it is a single condition or more than one condition. So for a single condition, just invoice ID equal to 2 is enough. On more than one condition, you should use and or not, and or and not operator. So not operator is nothing but if it is true, then it will give false. False is true. So we have already seen that. So here I have used and because my both conditions should be true, not either one. Okay, my both 2 and 7, particularly this particular row, I need to alter. So I have given it as an and both 2 and 7 should be true, not any one. Okay, so in that case, if you can't achieve the uniqueness using single column, then consider this 2 can achieve the uniqueness, then you can give like this. Okay, so in this particular case, this one column itself enough. So this is the example for update query to update the columns with more than one condition and more than one column. Here I have updated cost and quantity. More than any number of columns you can able to update with the more than one conditions. Okay, this is the first thing which we have completed. So for each and every update, it gives only update 1, update 3, how many rows it got updated. So that output alone we are getting, right? So what if I want to see immediately after executing this query, what if I want to see, okay, what if I want to see what are all the rows which got updated without using the select query. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use return, okay, return statement. Returning, I think. So let me check in the syntax, return or returning. Okay, it is returning. See here. So it will return the columns which got updated. Okay, return columns name. You can give invoice ID, item ID, like that, individual columns. Otherwise, if you give star, it will gives you the whole table itself. Okay, whole column names which are updated, which got updated. Okay, see here, you can see it will gives you return star. I have given the return star statement here. So what it will give us, it will give me all the columns inside the table and the row which got updated. Okay, if it updated 3 rows, then it will return all the 3 rows. Okay, I didn't do any select statement here like this, right? I didn't do any select statement to view the table, which whether it got updated or not. I don't want to check that, cross check using the individual query. So this return statement itself will gives you the columns which got rows which got updated. And if it is a star, then it will return all the columns. If you want to specify the column name, then it will return that column alone. Okay. So hope you guys understood. And if you have any doubts in this, please let me know. Okay, please let me know. Please put it in the chat box. Shall we move on to the next one? Yes or no? Shall we move on to the next one? Please give thumbs up. Okay, the next one is with the default. Okay, the update with the default. Okay, we have already seen what is default, right? Now what I'm going to do is, we have already seen about the default. Default is nothing but if you didn't enter anything in that particular column, it will add the default value which I have given it as a constraint, right? So for example, in this invoice, we can see what are, if you have any default or not. No default is okay. There is no default. Since there is no default, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some default value for this cost column. Okay, for this cost column, I'm going to add some default value. So for that, hope you guys remember the query with the alter table. For the existing one, I'm going to add the constraint as a default, right? So alter table, yeah, what table name? Invoice, alter column. So what column I need to alter? So I need to alter the cost column. Okay. So for this cost column, I'm going to set, okay, I'm going to set the default value. Default. So if I didn't enter any cost inside the cost column while inserting, so by default, it should enter it. It should not leave it as a null. Okay. By default, it should enter it as a 0.0. Okay. For the cost column. Now, see here, the default value got added. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to update. Okay. Now, I'm going to update the invoice column and set while inserting some columns will is not updated, right? Select star from. So for this invoice, what I'm going to do is consider this particular column, this particular 3 cost is not updated yet. Okay, I need to decide the cost for this particular quantity, dal 2 yet. So I want to update this particular cost column into 0.0 until it got updated. Okay, until the real cost got updated. So what I'm going to do is update. So what is the column name? So what is the table name? Invoice. Update invoice. Set Here it is. Okay. Instead of giving the column and expression, I need to give it as a default, right? It invoice set um, what is that cost, right? So set cost. So cost into, so I want to set the cost column into default, right? So set cost equal to default. Okay, I'm not going to update anything, just I'm going to update it as a default with the condition. So simply if I give cost is default, then it will update for all the, you should be very, very careful while using the update command. Without using condition, please don't touch it. Okay, without condition, without giving condition, you should not touch this. Invoice underscore ID. Okay, for what ID, which ID I want to update? See here, this is the unique ID, right? This is the uniqueness which I have already added while creating the table. So for this 3, okay, for this 3, I'm going to update this cost value as a default. Okay. My one row got updated. Now I can go and see invoice, and here you can see for the invoice ID 3, for the invoice ID 3, the cost value got updated as in 0.0. Okay, so this is how you need to use the default in the update command. So you can use it for more than one column also. If you have default for this quantity column also, then we can use. Okay. So instead of giving null values while entering, if I have nothing to enter in the quantity column, I can use 0 as a quantity. So just try it on your own to alter the table and set the default value as an 0 and just give a try on your own. You have already imported all this, copied all this table in your Postgres, right? So you can give a try. So what is the next thing we are going to see is it is with the subquery. See here, it is with the subquery. So we didn't touch upon the subquery yet. Okay, so I will give you some introduction about this subquery. So this is an update query and this is a select query, right? So update query, inside the update query, we are having the select query. So what the Postgres will do is first initially it will execute the subquery. Initially it will execute the subquery. Okay. So after executing the subquery, it will return the result set. So what will be inside this result set? Select column 1, column 2, etc. from the table name with the condition, etc. What are the condition you need? You can give it here also. Okay. Where condition, so you can use a normal select statement or any statement within this update statement. Okay. So what it will return? It will return one result set, right? One result set means it consists of rows and columns, one table, right? So after filtering with this condition, after filtering these columns, okay, it will gives you that table in the name of this. Okay, as subquery is the name which I have given, alias name for this table. Okay, for this after filtering for this table. So the subquery is nothing but any alias name, any name, whatever you like, you can keep it, but it should be meaningful. So you can give it an alias name. So under this name, one temporary table, one result set will come. Okay, with this condition and with this column, whatever the things you have given inside the subquery. So this from class, what it will do is this from class will apply all the conditions and all these things for this table only. Okay, we have given from as a table here, right? Already existing table here for the select query, right? See here, set update table, like that we have updated one table. So this from class, what it will do is it will take this particular subquery's result set. This take result set as an from table. Okay, and it will apply all the condition on that table. Okay. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to show you one example on this. Okay. Please try to understand the subquery concept. It is very, very useful and important. So I will give you some introduction about the subquery, and upcoming classes I will tell you in detail about the subqueries. So for this update concept, I have just taken one simple subquery inside that. Okay. So what we are going to do is I think I'm having one more table. Let me check. Yeah, we are already having many tables like invoice master. Let me check what are all the data inside this invoice master one, so that we can use that table itself. Select stock from invoice master one. Yes, we are having some data inside the invoice master. Okay, so we will use that. So I think we have kept one relationship between this invoice master and we copied the invoice table as an invoice master only. Okay. So in the previous session. So we will use that. What I'm going to do is you can see there are two tables here. One is invoice and another one is invoice master. Okay. So what I want to do is now I want to select some items. Okay, I want to select, for example, invoice ID, item ID, and everything. See here, these two things. Okay, from invoice master with the condition. Okay, with the condition. For example, invoice ID equal to 1. Okay, because I'm having invoice ID also here. Here I'm having in the invoice table invoice ID one is having. We will take this one. Okay, invoice ID equal to 1. Okay, now it will take this one alone, and what it will do is I'm going to update this for this particular one. Okay, for this particular one, I want to check whether this ID one, this particular row, okay, this row is inside the master or not. If yes, yes, this particular row is inside the master table also, then I need to update this in my invoice table alone, not in the master table. Okay, I want to check this particular row is inside the master or not. Otherwise, if we didn't um, do any relationship like a primary key, foreign key relationship between these two tables, right? So yet to establish the relationship, right? So in that case, we need to use this kind of query only, because I can able to add what are all the items which are not present in the master table. I should not enter it in the invoice table also, right? So master table should contain all the values. So in that case, if I didn't establish any primary key foreign key relationship, then I can able to enter what are all the things which are not in the master table also. There is a possibility, right? So in order to check that, what I'm going to do is I need to check whether this particular row, invoice ID 1, is inside the master table or not. Okay. If yes, please update this particular cost and quantity alone in the invoice. So here what I'm doing is I'm just cross-checking with the master table and I'm updating it. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. So please listen. Update. What I want to update is invoice, and I need to set what I want to set, cost equal to what is the cost for this one, 200. So I want to set this as an 800, right? 800 comma quantity as 4. From where, from which table? I need to check whether it is inside the master table also. Okay, select. Okay, select star. I can give it as an this invoice ID, item ID alone, or select star. Select star from what is the table name? Invoice master 1, right? So invoice master 1, and I should give the condition, right? Otherwise, it will um, it will update for all the thing which is present inside. See, if I didn't condition inside the select, then it will match 1, 2, 3. Okay, it will match all the items inside the invoice with this. Yes, 1, 2, 3 is present. So it will update everything. It will update all the things. Okay, so I need to mention where invoice ID, I think in INV ID. Yes, INV ID equal to 1. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some alias name as sub, any name you wish. Okay, now I'm going to give some condition for this. After selecting this, okay, after selecting this, it will select only one row, right? I'm just checking whether that row is present inside. Okay, I'm just checking using this. I'm just filtering using this where condition. That row, this particular row is equal to, okay, this particular row is present inside this invoice and which ID matches. Okay, so for this one, sub dot sub is nothing but my SUB, right? Sub is nothing but my subquery's name. Sub dot invoice ID, INV ID equal to, it should matches with the invoice. Okay, which means inside the sub, I'm having only one row from the master table. So from the master table, that particular row should matches where invoice ID equal to INV dot invoice ID. So this is nothing but inside this invoice table, my invoice ID should matches with inside this sub. What the sub will contain? Select star from this particular row. Okay, it will select this row. So this should match with the invoice. Okay, invoice ID. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to update this. Let me check. Happen quantity 4. Okay, I forgot equal to now only one row got updated. Okay, let me check whether it got updated or not. See here, only one row got updated as 804. Which one? This one. ID equal to 1, which got matched with the invoice master table. Okay, now hope you guys have some vague idea about the subquery. Okay, so inside this subquery, what I have given, I have selected the rows which I want from another table. This invoice is another table. So this from will take the rows from this another table and it will check for the condition and it will update in the current table. This invoice table. This is what we did. Okay. So hope you guys understood this. Please let me know for any doubts. Please let me know. Do you have any doubts? Please don't play with emoji. Please give thumbs up and raise your hand. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. I will try to clear that. Now we are moving to the next topic. Okay. Now we are moving to, please try to do it parallelly with me. Okay. Please try to do it parallelly with me so that only you can able to understand what I am. See, you have to, if you are trying parallelly with me, then you will make some mistake. From that mistake, you will learn. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do is delete. Okay, this is the basic syntax: delete from table where condition. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some data inside the table. Okay, some data inside the table. So in this invoice, okay, in this invoice, what I'm going to do is, I don't want, okay, I don't want this one. Okay, I don't want this cost equal to 0. I don't want this one. I want to delete this. So you can give one condition or more than one condition for the delete. Okay, so what I'm going to do is delete from, what is the table name? Invoice master, right? So, sorry, invoice, right? So invoice, with the condition where, so what is my condition? Cost is equal to 0. So I need to delete what are all the columns which contain the default value. I want to delete it. So that is the simple condition which I'm going to add. So I'm going to do this, see it got deleted. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, see in the delete, you can give more than one condition also. Okay, already I have told you, if you have this ID and item ID, everything combined together to form the unique value, then you can able to give the more than one condition also. Okay, so here this invoice equal invoice ID equal to, for this particular invoice ID equal to 3 alone, I need to delete. For example, if we have this ID 1 also having this cost 00, or more than one column is, more than one row is having this 0.00 value, then it will delete all the thing. Okay, this particular query will delete all the rows which is having the cost equal to 0.00. Okay, in order to avoid that, I want to delete only this particular IDs column alone. Then what I need to do is, I need to add the extra value, extra thing. Okay, I need to add extra, and you can add this invoice ID equal to 3 also here. Okay, you can add multiple condition for the delete. And what is next thing is, inside the delete, we are going to use some exist condition. Okay, some exist condition and all. So what I'm going to do is, I will check whether, okay, in the master table we are having, right, we are having some, see here, dal 1 2 rice. So this dal is keep on repeating for more than one time. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I don't want, with this in the master table, the ID should be unique, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to delete, okay, I'm going to delete all the rows which is having one, okay, one as an ID. So it will delete all the rows which is having one as an ID. Okay. See here, I'm going to add invoice ID where inv underscore ID equal to 1. So it is in the invoice master, right? Invoice master 1, I think. Yes, invoice master 1. See, 3 rows got deleted in the invoice master 1. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fetch some values from the invoice master 1. See here, I'm going to use the exist condition with the subquery. Exist condition with the subquery. Okay. Now we are going to use the invoice. We are going to merge the invoice master with the invoice table with some condition, and I'm going to delete something. Okay. Now we can see here, since I have deleted this, the common value is 1 and 2, and in the invoice also it's having 1 and 2, right? So in the 1 and 2, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to delete some existing values. If it is existing in invoice master, then I'm going to delete here in the invoice. Okay, I'm going to check whether it is existing in the invoice master. For example, this one. If this one invoice ID one, this particular row is existing in the invoice master, then I'm going to delete that particular row inside the invoice table. Okay. So here I'm going to write the query, delete from where I want to delete. It's from invoice. I'm not going to delete anything from the master. I'm going to delete it from the invoice table only. Okay. So in delete statement, what we have to use is we have to use exist. This exist class will find if it is existing in the subquery or not. Okay. Select what I'm going to select is, see, if this invoice from this invoice master, if returns true or any rows it will return. So for that, what I'm going to do is select one. That's all. The select one, it what it will do is, if any rows got selected, okay, if any rows got selected, then it will return true. Yes, it is my record. It shows that there some record is having. Okay, using this select statement. Okay, where I need to select, so it should be inside the invoice master. I need to cross check with the invoice master, where master one, where what I need to match the both IDs, right? So it should be, see, it should be like this. If it is matching, then I need to delete it, right? So you can add more than one condition also. So whatever we have did it for this update, so we are going to do the same thing for the delete also. Okay. So select one from invoice master where invoice ID equal to 1. So if it is having if it is having inside the invoice ID equal to 1, if that particular row got matched, then it will delete. Let me check whether my condition is or not. Okay. So here I'm going to add upon exist. Okay, let me check one more time. Exist spelling correct or not? Exists. Okay. See, 0 rows got as deleted. So it in the invoice master where ID equal to 1, I need to give one more condition, I think. So I have already deleted one, I think, in the, let me check. Otherwise, we will give any other thing. Okay. And okay, let me give one more condition with this. Item ID equal to, like that I will give. Try giving item ID equal to, what is my item ID? 5. Hope this is same inside the master table also. We will check. Yes. Okay, in the master table I have deleted. So there is no match found. Okay, we will, in the master table, see here, we have already deleted the duplicate values which got repeated, right? We have already deleted here in the master table. So it will return nothing. So I will change the, so here what I'm going to do is, I'm going to change the invoice ID equal to 2. I think this is inside the master table. Again exists. Now two rows got deleted. Okay. So this is how it will match and delete. Now what I have did is I have given the condition whether this particular row is present inside my master table or not. Okay, this is the condition which I give. Yes, if it is present inside, then delete that particular row. Okay, if it got matched, then delete all those rows. Okay, this is with the exist. So this exist will check whether that particular row is inside the that particular subquery or not. Okay, this exist will check whether this subquery consists of this subquery consists select one. Okay, the select one returns it is if the select query returns some rows, then it will return true. Okay, so this is why we are using one. Yes, we are having a the rows. It represents, yes, we are having some rows like that. Okay, so this is how we need to delete using the exist. So same thing we are going to use in the in condition also. Okay, so take this as an exercise. In using this in condition, take this as an exercise and you need to do it now. Okay, using in condition in the delete query. Okay, in the delete query, using in condition, you need to delete with respect to one master table. Create one master. If you don't have any master table, just try to create it. One master table and one invoice table, or you can copy it. Okay, copy. We have already seen the copy commands, right? How to copy the tables within the tables, how to copy, right? So just make a copy of it. Okay, see here, just make a copy of it. I'll give you this command also, and try to copy the table and try to delete the rows. Okay, try to delete the rows within some with the help of some condition. You if you blindly delete the rows without any condition, then it will delete everything. So you should not do like that. Try to give some condition and using in. Okay, the same thing, the same what it will do is the same syntax only, which I have used for the existing. Okay, so you should instead of this exist, you need to use it within the you use in inside here. Okay, instead of exist, and give some subquery. Okay, if it is in the subquery, that particular row exists in the subquery, then it will delete. Okay, you can use order by, limit, and everything. Sort, order by, to in order to sort the things, you can use order by and everything. Okay, so just give a try, and this is the exercise which I am giving. Please try to complete it within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I will give you the poll questions now. I'm just within 5 minutes, I will post some poll questions. Okay, in between gap, you need to try this exercise. What I want is, I want to, okay, here I will give you, see here, I want to make this particular thing in an order by class. Order by means you have to sort these values. Okay, just try to insert the 3 or 4 values inside the invoice, sort all those values and check whether after sorting, okay, after sorting, keep it as an ascending or descending. If it is an descending, this will come first. If it is an ascending, this 3 will come first. Okay, so like that, keep it as any one. Okay, ascending or descending. So after giving ascending, you have to delete that using limit 1. Okay, use limit 1. Using limit 1, you have to check whether that particular row is inside the master table or not and delete it. So this is the one which I am giving to you. This is the exercise which you need to do it now. Now I'm going to post some poll questions and stop sharing the screen. I will give you 5 minutes to complete this exercise. Okay, I will give 5 minutes to complete this exercise. What you have to do, you have to create one master table, one invoice table, Okay, just copy the table, copy half of the content alone, not all the content, half of the content alone from master table to invoice. And what I want you to do is you have to using delete in condition with the subquery. Okay, you have to delete, sort it and delete it. Sort it in a descending order. Then your 3 will come first. Delete that. If it is an ascending order, your 1 will come first. Using limit 1, you have to delete it. Okay, this is the exercise which I'm giving. Now I'm going to give you some poll questions. Okay. Karthik, please stop the recording.
Okay, ma'am.